Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Ella. Here's what's going up on the programme today. Burglary rates in Salford are at risk of rise again as nights get darker, but GMP are working on crime prevention measures to keep neighbourhoods safe this winter.
Nothing we could do, even if we were locking the door, we were thinking, is that going to help? Because we locked it last time.
Local community hubs in Salford are offering hot food and drink and a space for people to chat as a part of the Warm Places initiative set up by the council.
A Manchester charity that supports artists with learning and neurodivergent disabilities are campaigning for a new studio.
Chapel Street is reopened with a new look and it's a month ahead of schedule. As the winter months are approaching, longer and darker nights are here. This means that neighbourhood crimes are rapidly increasing.
Recent crime statistics show that the rate of burglaries in Salford are higher than the force average, and for some residents this is having a lasting impact.
As winter sets in across Salford, burglary rates are once again climbing, and for many residents, the fear of rising neighbourhood crime is becoming all too real.
Went home for Christmas and then my flatmate was the first person back and he messaged me and he said, who left last because the door wasn't locked? And I swear we locked up. And I was like, it was me, it was definitely locked. You need to check everywhere. He had a quick look around but he thought everything was fine. Then me and my other flatmate got back and checked everything and checked our own rooms and started slowly noticing that things were gone. And then we had to obviously put two and two together of what had happened. And that's when we figured out that we'd definitely been burgled.
I'm on Alpha Street in Salford, and just a few doors down from me is where Eve Lawton lived with her housemates when they were broken into. Whilst Greater Manchester Police are there putting in crime prevention measures this winter, for families and students living in this area, it can feel too little, too late.
I had like a pot of money that was taken. My flatmate had loads of jewellery taken, a couple of bits of clothes, a basket, which we're pretty sure they used to like put stuff in. My flatmate's TV was gone, headphones, all sorts.
Figures show that break-ins in Salford are higher than the Greater Manchester force average. In fact, Salford has the highest rate in the Greater Manchester area, aside from the city of Manchester itself.
It was very much just like the police couldn't really do anything. They kept in contact with us. We got a call back from them again like months and months after to say like they potentially had an update, but then we just never heard anything else.
Greater Manchester Police declined to be interviewed on camera, but they told us they've recently launched Operation North Star to tackle neighbourhood crime during the winter period. Alongside this, they are sharing advice on how to keep your home safe on their website. With longer nights ahead, residents are hoping that the extra police action will be enough to prevent more homes from being targeted. But for those that have already been affected, the emotional impact may last long after winter ends. Georgina Gonzalez, Quays News.
Last week, Chancellor Rachel Reeves announced her much-anticipated budget. Since the announcement in the House of Commons on Wednesday, Reeves has been accused of misleading the public during the build-up to it.
Our reporter Georgina Bradley joins us to explain more. Georgina, what's the latest?
So, as you said, Reeves has been accused of misleading the public on the build-up to the 2025 autumn budget. 4 weeks ago, Reeves held a pre-budget press conference, which is quite unusual and unique because that has never happened before. And in this press conference, she laid out the reasons that she believed to be raising our taxes. But now analysts are saying that what she didn't reveal was that the Office for Budget Responsibility, and they are like a watchdog for the government finances, they told her that she'd have more money from our taxes to play with than she originally thought. And that saw her row back on her tax rises. The question now is it a case of lying or simply not revealing everything she knew?
And so what are other politicians saying about this?
Well, this morning, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer held a press conference where he insisted that Reeves did not mislead the public in her pre-budget press conference. But on the other hand, we have Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch, and she's accused Labour of believing that money grows on trees and that last week was a budget for benefits. Badenoch has also said that Reeves appears to have given false information deliberately to try and get her budget a soft landing in Parliament and with the public. So since the budget was announced on Wednesday, we'll be following this story for any updates.
Thanks, Jadina. The 16 days of activism against gender-based violence started last Monday and finishes on the 10th of December.
Our reporter Harry Chisnell went down to Salford Survivors Project, a charity for survivors and victims of domestic abuse, to find out why these 16 days are so important.
16 Days of Activism is a campaign to raise awareness around domestic abuse, gender-based violence and call for global solidarity to end violence against women and girls everywhere.
On the 16 days we'll do a different topic every day. Yesterday was coercive control, today will be financial abuse, and we'll be doing child abuse, red flags, physical abuse, sexual abuse. There's a number of different, I can't remember all the topics, but we'll do a different spin on things every single day and try and point out where people might just miss.
This year's campaign focus is online abuse, and trying to put an end to online violence isn't just as simple as switching your phone off.
Everything's online, everything's digital, so you can't just switch your phone off, because no matter what you want to do nowadays, you've got to use your phone, you've got to use online. So why should you have to switch your phone off? People really don't understand what abuse is, especially there's such a rise in social media abuse, and younger people don't understand actually about control and teen abuse, and I think that's really important, because they're the next generation, and if they think it's okay for someone to be saying like, why have you liked that person's post, or why are you following them, and why are you watching them on social media, that is a form of control, and it's about then, as I say, they're the next generation, the next parents, the next people, the next teachers, the next doctors. They're the people that we need to influence as well.
The 16 days started on the 25th of November and finishes on the 10th of December. Jane and Salford Survivors' message to the public, especially men, is to have an honest conversation with the women in your life.
If I could give a message to a young man today, I would tell them to go home and if they can, and have an honest conversation with their mum or their sister or a female family member, and ask them if they've ever been sexually assaulted, because I'll guarantee the vast majority of them within their family will have been sexually assaulted, and that is a big wake-up call.
Harry Chisnell, Salford.
Winter can be some of the hardest months for those living alone.
With the cost of living crisis, it's important that people can come together and support each other within their communities.
The Warm Places initiative in Salford provides just that, somewhere to chat, keep warm and get a hot drink. Our reporter, Sophie Ashley, went to Cornerstone to find out more.
As temperatures drop and evenings get darker earlier, Salford residents are being offered safe, heated spaces to stay warm in this cold winter. Across Greater Manchester, community centres, libraries, churches and charities are opening their doors as part of the city's Warm Places initiative, providing free hot drinks, Wi-Fi and heated public spaces where locals can all get together and socialise in the colder months.
I live on my own since my wife died, and it's a place to meet people. They're all quite pleasant and friendly, and have a laugh with them. So there's some warm space to get out. It's the comfort of coming here for people to socialise and meet other people and meet people that are lonely.
More than just a warm space, many sites like Langworthy Cornerstone offer friendly environments and financial advice with the aim of reducing isolation for those who may be struggling with the cost of living crisis.
We receive funding from Salford CVS, and we use that to actually make sure that we've got enough funds in place to support the people in the community who need to come in and actually be warm, have a warm drink and have a warm something to eat. We've got the funding in place to be able to give them something warm, actually out of the cold. And if they are struggling at home with the heating, then sometimes it's cold. It's dark. It's dark in the morning, it's dark early evening. So come in here, feel welcome, because that's what we do best here. We welcome people who come through the door and make them feel happy within this environment.
Manchester City Council first introduced the scheme back in 2022, and since millions of people have benefited from the stigma-free spaces. Last year in Manchester alone, between November and February, over 925,000 people visited the network of libraries and community centres like Langworthy Cornerstone, offering a warm space.
So it's a nice place to come. Say I'm going on my way to the Lowry, so just call in for a bit of breakfast and have a chat with the staff because they're nice. And I've arranged, while I'm here, like I said, to do an art demonstration. So people can come in whether they're interested or not, and this crazy person will be over there throwing paint about. It's nice, I like it.
You find, especially men, very, very, very isolated. And I've had instances where I've seen the men, when they've come here, be in tears, older women in tears. They can actually be shown that, yeah, have you thought about trying this? It may be good for you, you may enjoy it, you meet new people.
Sophie Ashley, Quays News.
Isn't that such a lovely initiative for Salford and the community?
Definitely, yeah. I think it really speaks to everything that Salford is like really about.
Yeah. An arts charity in Manchester supporting those with learning disabilities and neurodivergent artists is campaigning to create a larger space for creativity.
Venture Arts said that the demands have outgrown its current studio, and the new Making Space campaign aims to fund a more accessible and inclusive workplace for its community. Our reporter, Maria Cadu, has more.
Inside this small studio in Manchester, creativity is changing lives. Venture Arts supports disabled and neurodiverse artists, putting their work, voices and ambitions at the heart of everything they do.
So Venture Arts is a learning disabled arts centre, helping those with neurodiversity, mental health problems and learning disabilities, and putting art at the forefront of everything. And it's just so inclusive, innovative. That's one of my favourite places to be.
Darren is one of many artists at Venture Arts.
I like coming. I like doing things.
For many artists, Venture Arts is more than a studio. It's a safe place to meet, learn new skills and build confidence through creativity.
We're a big organisation but in a small space, and the demand for more people coming, it's been quite big, and we're just waiting for a new refurb at the moment. But the demand at the moment has been quite challenging, but for people coming to Venture Arts, we're always here to support them. This campaign is to get as much support as we can, as much donation as we can, to create a bigger and inclusive space so we can meet our demand. And I think the Making Space campaign, it's a real lifeline for Venture Arts, and with the refurb happening, it really does make a difference from the space we have right now to the new space we will have, and it'll be more opportunity for the artists, more space for the artists, more different art forms for the artists. And I think the Making Space campaign will definitely help a lot of young people out and artists out as well. So the new studio will enable a lift for those who are wheelchair bound or find it hard to go up the stairs, more art therapy spaces, bigger studio space, disabled access toilets, accessible toilets, an accessible kitchen, bigger space for the artists to move around, and more creative freedom.
Venture Arts hopes the community will help make space for creativity and change more lives. Mari Kadu, Manchester.
Do you find that making art helps your confidence?
I'd say it does, but it also calms me down, so a bit of both.
Lovely.
In other news, Chapel Street on the border between Salford and Manchester has been closed since the spring to undergo a complete transformation. But this morning, the road reopened in both directions a month earlier than originally planned. Alfie Mulcahy has more on this.
Cycling between Manchester and Salford has just got a whole lot easier. The latest project in the Mayor's Cycling and Walking Challenge Fund has just opened, and it's here on Chapel Street. And the idea is that it'll encourage more people to choose active travel, especially on their way to work, rather than taking the car. The project was originally due for completion in mid-January of 2026, but after some final touches today, it has now reopened to the public, with a new outdoor community spaces as well. And whilst it's not the nicest of weather at the moment, it's hoped on days when the sun's out, these benches will be full of people enjoying this new space for the community. There are new cycle lanes, plants and bollards, along with a new road surface that stretches from Deansgate past the Sacred Trinity Church and the viaduct, ending just outside Salford Central Station. I tested out the route this morning and it certainly feels a lot safer, right up until you have to join double lane traffic again. Alfie Mulcahy, Quays News on Chapel Street.
Do roadworks ever annoy you? Like them temporary traffic lights?
Do they annoy me? It takes me 45 minutes to do a 20-minute drive.
Literally.
It is a joke. I mean, I bet it's bad for you though, coming all the way in.
Oh, it's so much worse, honestly, like a solid 20 minutes added every time,
crazy.
there and back.
Especially in Manchester, I think it's worse, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, and around Salford. It's awful.
Well, speaking about being angry, the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year for 2025 has been announced, and the phrase comes straight from the word of social media. Rage bait has become a popular phrase online, and our reporter Jonathan Halverson went out to check if the people of Salford are familiar with the word.
Do you find yourself getting more and more angry when scrolling on social media? Then you can be a victim of rage bait. Rage baiting is the Oxford Dictionary word of 2025. We're at the Salford shopping centre. Let's see if the locals know what rage baiting means. The word of the year is called rage baiting. Have you heard about rage baiting?
No, not at all.
Can you imagine what rage baiting could mean?
You know, making somebody angry on purpose.
That is exactly what it means. And it's rage baiting. Have you heard about that before?
Yes, I've heard of rage baiting.
Good rage bait yourself, you would you say?
I rage bait everyone. I rage bait everyone all the time.
What do you think about rage baiting?
It depends what context you're on about, I guess. If you're meaning like the memey internet way, yeah, I don't know, it's just an excuse to get angry at people for nothing, I guess.
Think about rage baiting.
It's a bit annoying.
I think it's probably existed for a long time, but under another name.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And it kind of tells you where we are as a society if the word of the year is just a made-up term.
It's not a word.
No.
Like, it's like one of those TikTok like made-up words. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it should be in the dictionary.
Good rage baiter yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, rage baiting. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Yes, you have. What do you know what it means?
No, not a clue.
Can you imagine what it means?
No. Very angry people, whatever.
The word of the year be something more different, maybe more normal?
Yeah, I think so. Than rage bait.
Well, if you've got nothing else to do something like that.
It's absolutely crazy. We keep saying the world's gone bloody mad, isn't it?
This has been your Quays News programme this afternoon.
To keep up to date, follow us on @Quays News on Instagram and TikTok. Goodbye.
Goodbye.